This is Dabu7. Do not get it twisted once again as the media tries to warp everybody's mind that Nelson Mandela is some kind of heavenly figure. It's exactly what they've done. Anyone even attempts to speak out on this, they get attacked. I'm used to it. It's part of what I do. So it's in my nature to address the situation for what it is, and I find it odd right out the gate that the Duchess of Cambridge and the Dark Prince were ironically in the theater watching a film on the life of Nelson Mandela. They stop the show and say, hey, he just died. They come out weeping in front of the cameras and all this other stuff. These are other shots here. Acting completely saddened. But the Dark Prince don't care. He knows this guy was probably dead in June. They had put out idol worship of this guy long before he was even dead. And this brings up the main point of this video. Clinton, this is off Bloomberg, stopped and was talking about a bracelet that she had on that had 46664 etched on it. Said it was given to her by Mandela several years ago. Well, for those of you that do not know, yes, Nelson Mandela had a campaign called 46664. It's in our hands. Now, this was supposed to be a campaign against AIDS worldwide. But you have to take into consideration what some of these people are saying about this man. Will Smith quoted Peter Gabriel saying, if the world could only have one father, the man that we would choose to be our father would be Nelson Mandela. Do you hear that? Worshippers of Christ out there, do you hear what is coming out of these Satan Lucifer worshippers' mouths? That Nelson Mandela would be their father. It's out of Will Smith's mouth. Let's find some of these other Satanists here. Oh, well, there's a head one. There's a good one. Look at this. Right here, all across the stage. And like it or not, regardless of what the excuse is, it is the Subliminal 666. And it says, in our hands. It's right there in front of your face. Now, what's ironic is the very first show in South Africa was 4664. Okay? And get the facts straight before someone tries to lie to you with some disinfo. Okay, these are the facts. He was given the prison number 466. Okay, and this happened. He was imprisoned in 1964. So this first concert was 4664. Okay, should have been it, but no, they had to modify it, and they made it 46664. They had to have the 666 in there. They just had to. So it's the 466 from his prison number and the 64 from 1964 added to the end of it, giving you the reasoning behind this. His prison number and the year that he was imprisoned. Now, for all these people that want to say that this guy is heavenly, let's look at the facts. Okay? This is a street bombing that Mandela had signed off on. An act of terrorism. He had signed off while he was in prison. Now, you have got to keep in mind, back in 1985, they told Mandela, you can be a free man as long as you do one thing. Renounce violence. Isn't that what the Lord would tell you to do? Mandela refused, and this is why he remained in prison all these years, and also why he's worshipped by all these elite. He never ever publicly renounced violence, and you should never forget that. And he signed off on a terrorist bombing. His ex-wife, is a convicted murderer. And Henning got his page attacked and videos brought down because he spoke the truth on communism. He went pretty deep, and I'm going to leave it right here. The handwritten manuscript, in his own words, How to Be a Good Communist by Nelson Mandela. He even states that the goal of the communists is a classless society. Okay, with the ability to reach everyone's needs. and that there will be no one exploited, no oppressor, no oppressed, no rich, no poor, and that the communists fight for a world where there will be no unemployment, no poverty or starvation. Yeah, that's ignorance, and you should know it. That's what this man represented, and they know it. Why do you think they are flocking to him? Those of you awake should be obvious. The 666 being branded right in front of your face in our hands. And what else to tell you? There it is. That's the breakdown. I'll leave links as always. This has been Dabu7. Eyes open.